Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a match between HeroMarine and Reynor for Maceus Rogue for your Patreon cast of the month. Bottom right on Romanticide, we've got Reynor, and in the top left here, we've got HeroMarine. These two players have a long history of playing against each other. I kind of feel like they're evenly balanced because HeroMarine routinely beats Reynor in Premier tournaments. But Reynor can also beat HeroMarine, so I feel like they're evenly matched. Mostly because they played against each other a lot, right? They know each other's tendencies very, very well. They know the ins and outs of each other's strategy. And again, this is going to be a Patreon game posted at patreon.com/FalconPaladin. For those of you who support me for at least $1 a month, the week of October the 11th. If you're watching this the first week or second week or so of October, thank you very much for supporting me for at least $1 a month. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, especially in November. I put out StarCraft 2 content 5 times a week on this channel. 16, 18, and 17 hatch from Reynor. 1 Rex expand. And the gas is already here from HeroMarine. And I feel like I'm coming down with something. This morning I woke up with just a sore throat and a lot of phlegm, and that's pretty much gone by now. But every year or so I get something that affects my voice, a sickness or so, but I don't know. We'll have to see what this turns into. So again, I'm casting this the week of October 11th. So if you're listening to this in the month of November, I'm probably okay by now. Okay? But I'm just going to take it easy here. No straining the voice. Just nice and smooth and even, and hopefully we'll see everything is okay and healed up by tomorrow. Alright. So this Reaper's name is... Oh gosh, I have a thing for this. I have a thing for it, and then I pulled something else up on my monitor. There it is. Medevac Engineer. The Terran Dominion developed the ability for Medevacs to pick up siege tanks in siege mode, giving them positional options against their enemies the Terran previously could only dream of. However, Mengsk decided this was unfair and ordered this capability to be dismantled. The Medevac Engineers protested this, demanding to know why Mengsk was concerned with fighting fair against the Zerg. Mengsk said, "Why don't you go into the front lines and find out?" This is a poor Medevac Engineer. God, you remember the era of Tankovacs in StarCraft 2? It was about a year during the Legacy of the Void, so like, I don't know, 2017 to 18 or something like that. But it was so good. It was so good, and it was too good. And now it's gone. So if you didn't experience that era of StarCraft 2, be grateful for it. Third base on the way. Pretty early here, too, from Reynor. That feels like a little bit faster than the traditional timing. And yeah, the fact that this queen isn't quite out yet. Oh no, she's here. She's ready to go. Okay, everything's fine. Everything is totally fine here. Creep spread, and trying to get creep spread anyway. This Reaper's trying to do something about it, but no. So HeroMarine is good at all of the Terran things. He's pretty good at going mech. He's good at going Marine Marauder Medevac. He's good at going the race car mech. That's what you're into. He's good at getting a third base at sub 3 minutes, which again, can't be super punished, I don't think, by the Zerg. He's checking. I think that's what the sling is for. He wants to know if there's a third base coming up or not for his Terran opponent, and the answer is going to be no. He can't see it, but it exists. Because it's not landed here yet, but oh, actually, okay, so he sees there's not a base on the low ground anyway. What the? There are a couple Hellions out, though, and they're going to be super annoying, but everything is fine. So 2 Hellions out on the map, another 2 joining them, along with said Reaper. Man, can I just complain about the copyright program, the copyright policy they've got at YouTube? I really hate it. I think if you've watched YouTube for any length of time, somebody's complained about this to you. Somebody that you follow on YouTube. But basically, there's a website that has free music that you can put in your videos, specifically like for YouTube videos, as long as you credit the creator of the song. It doesn't require you to pay anything or anything like that. And so a few years ago, for a bunch of my videos, I used a specific song in the end credits of a bunch of my videos. And every once in a while, like every couple of years or so, somebody manages to put this particular song into the copyright database for YouTube and say, this is copyrighted material, and if anybody's using it, they're doing it wrong, and it's illegal. And every single time, I have to be like, ugh. They send me copyright notices for like the 60 videos that I used this particular song in, and I have to specifically refute every one of them individually, even though it's all for the same stupid song. And it's so dumb. Like, I wish they had some level of check on that, where somebody puts a song into the YouTube copyright database, and then a human looks at the song and goes, is this actually copyrighted? And then they can look for it and say, oh wait, no it's not. Get this out of here. But instead, they just take everybody's word for it. Look, I don't know how you get the right to put something into the copyright database, but apparently it's super easy. Anyway, it's frustrating. I mean, at this point, it's a bunch of old videos. I don't think they get any views anyway. Is anybody watching my videos from like 2016, 2017 at this point? Probably not. Probably not, but maybe if you want to see a tank evac, maybe you are. Huh? No, Reaper, medevac, engineer goes down. These things are sneaky. They want to jump in this third base. It's something Reynor likes to do. He likes attacking enemies' third bases, especially Terran and Protoss, but also Zerg. It's just a different dynamic here. So a bit of a queen drop. There's queen drop, marine drop. There are enough queens to defend that. Trying to sneak into the natural base now. Queens are huffing it over here. Lings and Banes huffing it over here too. Good drone pull getting on out of there. The Lings don't want to engage. Queen gets target fired. Oh, it doesn't go down. That's huge. 29 HP on her. 4 drones do die. And these queens are ready to fight over in this location, going after medevacs in particular. And that is enough. Traditionally, if you attack the medevacs of a Terran, it makes them afraid to continue to stand in there, because medevacs are huge force multipliers for this kind of a thing. And if the medevacs go down, the Marines are like 40% less effective in these situations. So yeah, if you can target down the medevacs, you can force a Terran to retreat from the position usually. Or you kill the medevacs, and then you're doing great. Yeah. Anyway, Reynor is pretty happily here on 4 bases, and man, if you watched the Reynor versus Cure game I posted earlier this week, if you're a patron, and, you know, I don't know, October 10th or something, if you're watching this on YouTube, it was an amazing game, wherein, spoiler alert, Reynor forgets about Adrenal, which we've seen before, and really doesn't tech up to anything tier 3 at all against Cure in like a 20-minute game. It's extremely confusing. And part of it is, I just think Reynor didn't take Cure all that seriously, because Cure's TVZ isn't that great, but he's definitely going to take HeroMarine seriously in this game, is what I think. He believes in HeroMarine's ability to defeat him, because he's done it before. It's a lot easier to believe that somebody can beat you if it's happened previously. I don't know about this position from Reynor, though. Okay, so a couple Banelings die. I don't think that was a good trade at all. I think he got a Hellion and a couple Marines, but HeroMarine's able to get the heck on out of there, making some of them good trades. I mean, resources lost are 1,700 to 700, which is fairly standard as far as these things go, as far as ZVT is concerned. But yeah, we've got the Widow Mines in the mix too. The Widow Mines are here, and that is another big force multiplier that Terran has. Like, Marines are good, but if they have Widow Mines to fall back to and medevacs healing them, they're like 60% better. They just are. Mass Marine by themselves, not great, but if they have these little tools, these extra little mechanical tools involved, then suddenly things go a lot better for them magically. Yeah, this is ready for a flank, right? That Widow Mine's like, send them 40 Lings up this way and try to get a flank on me, and then we'll see who wins. Widow Mine gonna fire! Okay, that was not a good Widow Mine hit. That was a better Widow Mine hit. A bunch of Banelings went down there, but still enough left over here from Reynor with his fantastic micro, with his Queens and his Lings and his Banelings, that everything's gonna be okay. Double Liberator cruising on down the bottom side of the map here, trying to see what's what. I think he caught a glimpse of this with this patrolling Ling, and he thinks it might be medevacs, but it's Liberators. That's why we have spores in these locations, for drops and for Liberators. So this one sets up, and yep, drones pull. Drones do not pull here, but that Queen's in the circle. Oh, stays alive. Oh, manages to stay alive regardless. And this Liberator goes down too, well defended by Reynor. Army, oh, they're all injured. Maybe that's a pickup. Yeah, definitely picking up in that location. And another attack to the south. Overlord's dying, but I think more units have been... More Overlords have died than most... A lot of it... Oh, only 2. Just kidding. That was a total lie. Widow Mine. Oh, that split! God, Reynor and Serral are 2 of the best at these little split-offs. Because you could see the line, right? You could see the wire that's coming off of that Widow Mine. And if you can figure out which one of the Lings it's technically targeting... It's splash damage, so it doesn't matter really, but if you can figure out which one it is, and then pull it away at the right time, you're gonna be able to get pretty much the best possible outcome there. right? You want the Widowmine to fire, but you can't blink away and have it do no damage like Stalkers can. So you just have to sacrifice something to it. You sacrifice one Ling to it, then the Widowmine is on cooldown again, and it takes some time for it to come off cooldown, and you kind of won. So this is some pretty traditional, you know, just all over the place, defending to the south, to the north. Widowmines, let's see what the Widowmines do. Pulling back to the creep spread, buys some time here. Not exactly, ow. And Reynor pulling back now. So both players pulling back. HeroMarine pulling back as well. This drop position is one that's really, HeroMarine really enjoys, even though he lost one of his medevacs, so there's not enough rooms in the medevacs to get on out of here. But look at this. Spore Crawler goes down. This group is still alive, at least until those Banelings roll in. Then it's a pick up and get the heck on out of there. So 5 more drones go down. This attack is completely rebuffed after taking down the Great Wall of Supply Depots, but there's enough army to get them out of there before any SCVs die. They got pulled anyway. So that's what I'm talking about. HeroMarine is extremely good at TVZ. And honestly, a lot of this is playing on the same ladder as Serral and Reynor all the time. Means you play against them all the time. And it just makes you better. Like, HeroMarine is much better than he was 3 years ago, and I think part of that is because Serral and Reynor have leveled up as hard as they have. So once again, Marauders here. Marauders trying to absorb the Baneling hits so that, nobody has to. Some friendly fire Widowmine splash, which is always a problem to the south. Another engagement here. Widowmine's getting hits, but it's trades. Just trades back and forth and back and forth. The Lurkers are out for Reynor. He does love this Lurker play against Terran. He is the person who popularized it in the ZBT matchup about a year or two ago now. Nobody was making Lurkers against Terran at all. It was fairly popular versus Protoss for some time, but then Reynor was like, I'm making it versus Terran, and you can't stop me. And no one did, and it totally is working out. Reynor wins a bunch of games with this strategy. And then a lot of other Terrans, or a lot of Zergs, started following suit. These Liberators are not dying and getting a lot of damage done. Okay, that was alright. Attack to the south looks pretty scary. Reinforcements are required in this position. These Lings, handful of Zerglings are not going to be enough here. Unburrow, reburrow, unburrow. Ugh, friendly fire splash. Problematic again here, and then forced to get on up. Oh, just kidding. Get on up to that high ground. What are there, like 5 units here? No, I mean, more than I thought. More drones dying. This attack on the right side doing some serious work here too. I mean, it hasn't been any one giant attack from HeroMarine that's done a ton of damage, but 15 drones have gone down. No SCVs have died, and as I've been saying a lot recently, if you keep your opponent defending on their side of the map for long enough, then you're going to win the game. It's just how this works. That drop does not go well at all. Nope, super poorly. Oh, we got Parasitic Bomb out now, and okay, so this is where a hatch dies. That's another great metric. If you're beating a Zerg player, it's because you're killing their hatcheries. Drones, sure, but those could be more easily replaced. It's less time to replace 40 drones than it is to replace a hatchery, especially at this level of the game. Look at these. Okay, these Lurkers are getting burned out of the ground by the Marines and the Marauders. They're not scared of Lurkers that are unsupported by anything else. This is amazing. This Widowmine has a single kill. Might get more here in just a minute. Who knows? Just kidding. Now there's protection. See you later. Trying to take this high ground position is Reynor with the rich Vespine gas. But yeah, HeroMarine, he's on 4 bases. He's establishing to a 5th base right now. It's 200 at 154 supply. It is so hard for a Zerg player to come back from this position, but what he needs to do is stay alive. That's the trick. Stay alive, reestablish your bases. Those are the keys if you're going to win this game again. If you're going to come ahead on this game once more. HeroMarine says, no, you don't get this base. You especially don't get to expand here with no army for defending it. Come on. Let's take this seriously. That hatch is going to die too. Dude, Reynor is settling on 4 bases at 13 minutes, which is not where he wants to be at all. These guys play so fast. Got some ghosts in the mix, a little bit of steady targeting happening, and he's going to go to the same position again. Why is there not just a spore like right here? Just make it a little bit harder for HeroMarine to perch in this position and kill stuff. He kills a queen, he kills some more drones. Not a bunch more drones. I think it was like 1. Yeah, and then forcing Reynor all the way back up here is not where he wants to be. If Reynor's going to be on 4 bases and HeroMarine's going to be on 5, you know what? It's all good. I think it's all good at this point. HeroMarine is in a great position to win this match, as I told you he would be. I told you before this thing started, that's what we were going to start seeing. Ghosts coming in, 38 Lings on the way. If Reynor's going to win this game, he needs to take down this planetary, or he needs to kill this planetary. Those are the options right now. This drop, I think, is completely unscouted. Reynor doesn't seem to be having anything... Oh, hold on, hold on. No, he does. He is responding. Don't unload here. This is instant death. Okay, we're going to unload here. Yeah, nope. It's like 80 Zerglings, man. But that keeps the Lings on this side of the map. The Lings have not been attacking HeroMarine whatsoever. This kid, man. This kid, HeroMarine. Steady targeting on the lurkers. Exactly what you want here. Abducting ghosts. Exactly what the Zerg player wants, too. Spore's getting some decent hits at the same time. Sucking some of that HP off of an extractor to turn that into energy. Is that another expansion attempt? It was. That one does get canceled, so at least that's a small victory here from Reynor. He's up to 183 supply now, and this is just a pick up, man. Yeah, HeroMarine's recognition a little bit late there, but it's okay. He's oversaturated on all of his bases because he's still at, 70 workers, but he's only on 4 bases, which is not enough for that. Reynor expanding again to that right side base. See if he can hold on to it this time. HeroMarine keeps coming from the same positions. I kind of feel like if he cleared some of this creep, he could come from a center position at the same time and really screw up Reynor, but yeah, look at these lurkers just not getting the damage. If they're unsupported by things, that hatch goes down. That might just be it. Ouch. Ouch. What is that Widow Mine kill count? 0? What? Was that all friendly fire? That might have been all friendly fire. That's not great. Well, we're going for personal cloaking for the ghosts. This engagement not going well. It's just Lings and a handful of lurkers. Not exactly what you want. You do need those banelings or hiders or something else. Ling lurker is not actually a fantastic composition here against the Terran going this particular setup, which he's making 3 more command centers. HeroMarine is in full command of this TVZ for your Patreon cast of the week. Oh, he's going Nidus, though. This is a bit of a Hail Mary from Reynor, which I can definitely respect. But guess who's got good map awareness and shuts it down before it does literally anything? Had the Liberator there just in case. This group has a Baneling with it. Yeah, got some good trades picked up. Some of the people made it out. That's totally fine. But HeroMarine is starting to build up a bank, which Reynor can't afford to do right now. Another Nidus coming up, but it's not in a great position from Reynor. He really wants the Niduses to come up nearer bases, right? So the lurkers can get easy access to start going after some of them SCVs. EMP tossed down on the Vipers. They have to suck new energy up now. Great, absolutely disgusting EMP. This is the one I was more worried about. If you're HeroMarine. So is Reynor going to be able to make this comeback? I mean, if Reynor can reestablish, here you go. So he walks these lurkers, not a far distance, but something of a distance to kill 12 SCVs, and all but one of the lurkers do die for that. I'm not sure if that's a great trade either. This Nidus Swarm comes up, but there's only a handful of Lings. Just kidding, they keep coming out, guys. You need to kill the Nidus. That's the plan right now. And that works too. There just weren't enough Zerglings to make that thing happen. Reynor kind of throwing away Lings unnecessarily there. Another Nidus is coming up, but there's an army right here. And Niduses are not cheap. They're like 75 gas each. Or 50. It's somewhere around there. They're not, it's a good chunk of gas. Reynor on the offensive, though, for the first time today. Getting into this third base, killing more SCVs, or at least attempting to do so. And then trying to make a move up here on, I guess, Orbital Command City, which is what this is. 190 to 166 supply. HeroMarine is producing units very quickly, but so is Reynor. And now Reynor has completely flipped this game. Lurker down, more Nidus inside the main base. Ling's going after supply depots. Ling's trying to burrow in here and just make it look like, oh, there's only, nope, they're just burrowing in there. Another Nidus goes down. Reynor doing some Ling stuff, some Ling Lurker Hydra stuff, probably taking down an orbital. Yep, there's a liftoff from HeroMarine. Needed to do that a couple of seconds ago. Abduct on the Ghost, taking them down. Reynor is really, really fighting hard here, ladies and gentlemen. Can he do it? I believe he can, because it is Reynor. Katowice winner from February 2021. That dude, against the best the world had to offer, is not going to be someone you need to count out at the 19-minute mark of the game, even if he's down 40 supply. These Lings unburrow. And they do try to take down a barracks. Do they have Adrenal? Are you kidding me? What is going on today with Adrenal Gland and Zergs? He doesn't have Adrenal. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is becoming a meme now. This is the second time Reynor's done it. Cyril did it in a game against Maru. earlier this year or sometime around last year. Look at that. Using the splash damage trick to take down a Widow Mine. With lurkers and a ling. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That was pretty good stuff. Well, it's 190 to 150 supply. Again, a 40 supply advantage for Terran, who's going to be more cost efficient with their army anyway, is actually really, really good for HeroMarine. I think he may have weathered the worst that Reynor had to offer here. Reynor has 132 supply and 100 minerals in the bank. He doesn't have the wherewithal to max out here. He's desperately trying to get up. Burrow the Widow Mines in. Additional Marines are coming. Liberator sets up to this. Nidus does not succeed, but burrowed lings are a little bit scary in that position. More Liberators coming on in here. Liberators, at the very least, are zoning tools. They force the Liberators to get out of the circles of death, is what they do here. And even if you're just one-shotting a ling with a Liberator, that's one ling down. We're going to call that effective. Is this Hatch? Oh, he's trying to take down the lurkers, but also taking a ton of damage with it here. It's another lurker down and another lurker down, but has to pick up and get the heck on out of there. 22 drones have died. Another Nidus comes up inside the main. I would epic tag this just based on how crazy this is at 20 minutes, but I think this is the last gasp of Reynor. I don't see a position where he's going to be able to come out of this. It's just one player's up 50 supply at 21 minutes, and the losing player is doing some last gasp, last-ditch efforts here to win the ball game. It doesn't really count as epic in my opinion, but I don't know. This game's not over yet. I haven't seen anybody call it GG at this point. So if the Liberators moved up and got a scan here, I don't see what would stop them from doing that. These Liberators are kind of cruising around. Parasitic Bomb catches, sure, a unit. There we go. That's the way. Scans in, Lurker dead, GG! And HeroMarine is your winner. I need to see how these lurkers got cleaned up, because for a minute there, it was looking a little bit dicey. But yeah, I told you, HeroMarine gets the win. Terran takes down the Elite Zerg player because he can. And he does quite often. So yeah, so this all gets murderized. And, oh, it's Cloaked Ghost. It's Cloaked Ghost stuff. And then the Liberator sets up. Okay, the Liberators are the bigger deal here. And okay, the lurkers get back inside the Nidus, so they don't actually die. But I mean, it's 156 to 89 supply. Anytime a Zerg's under 100 supply, it's gonna feel very tough for them to win the game. And HeroMarine just keeping the pressure on, gets the win. What an absolute boss! Just super, super impressive play there. And HeroMarine, here's what I wish from HeroMarine. I wish he could show this level of skill playing against other players, because he's very good at beating Serral and Reynor, which you would think means it translates to him being able to beat anyone. He can beat Trap, he can beat Rogue, he can beat Dark, he can beat Innovation, right? He can beat any number of Koreans and the best Europe has to offer. But then he doesn't. He'll beat Reynor, and he'll beat Serral, and then he'll get smashed by some, you know, some Korean Trap or Zest or somebody, and it's like, okay, look, man. As far as Foreigner hopes are concerned, you need to start beating those guys if you're going to be a Foreigner hope. Now, Reynor and Serral are, because they can beat those players, right? Anyway, I love HeroMarine. He's a great player. Big Gabe is serious business. But end of the day, 44,000 resources lost for Reynor and only 34 for the Terran here. I mean, that is a great ratio. 17 SCVs died, but 52 drones went down. 4 hatcheries. That's the big deal. 4 hatcheries down. No planetaries, no command centers, no orbitals killed by Reynor in this game either. So absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic play there from HeroMarine. Use the steady targeting well, use the Marines and the Marauders, and the Liberators towards the end of the game were super effective too against these lurkers. 39 lurkers died, which I don't think they got their value. I think in general they did not get their value here today. If only 19 Marauders and 35 Ghosts died, 39 Widow Mines got killed. I guess maybe the lurkers were responsible for some of those, but yeah, great medevac play. And if your opponent doesn't have a Spire, your medevac play is way more viable later into the game. You don't have any Corruptors or Mutas to worry about, so you can definitely do much better there. Lost 10 medevacs, but still had 10 at the end of the game. At the end of the day, I mean, HeroMarine wasn't maxed out, but Reynor, he had no bank, he had no income, right? All of his bases are mined out except for that one on the right side, and that was under siege. So as soon as this one was going to die, which it definitely was, he knew it was time to go, and he went, the gentleman that he is. Amazing. I mean, that was an absolutely incredibly good StarCraft 2 cast. I really, really liked this one. But that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.